Alright, so in this one with me and a lot of people making these videos and talking about, Legends Fest 2025 and the whole year of Legends in 2025, how good or bad it's been. Personally, I think it's the worst year that's ever happened in Legends, and that's its own video, that's happened in the past. I want to name things that can actually make this game move forward, be good, which I know might sound crazy. I know no developer is going to watch this. If you do, I'm going to be as nice as I can because there's just a lot of segmenting and how bad something is now. Like, there's so many good baseline precedents of things that could be great that exist in this game that are okay or mediocre that could make this game actually feel like you want to play it. Notice I have not even actually played this game in days. I don't want to. I mean, I might today, later. You'll feel a little frisky within it, but I don't want to, and that's probably a problem. So the first one here, and it's very simple, this one here, PvP. Now, I'm not going to talk specific on mechanics and all because I'm no dev like that, but they do something that's, again, decently fleshed out. It's just not fully really shown. The boost tiers here. You look at boost bonus featured as whatever. I think it's actually nice that they adjusted it for basically lower stars, better off units, because a lot of people aren't, we have, 20 LFs that dropped this past year? Yeah, me even as well has not red star. Not even 7-star, not even pulling the character. You pity. I mean, I pitied like 6 LFs this year. You don't get the stars, so you get your LF buffs there. They get better off, and in exchange, you get higher stars with Z power. They return the featured boost. Okay, then you get different buffs and etc. Keep that, whatever. But zenkais are always the last line of defense for a lot of these characters. With it being 1%, usually their end off is a zenkai. Then a plat happens like 3 years later, but then their zenkai kit is so out of date. What can they do? And it's not like they can get saved because their plat sucked. Their 1% plat they got, mediocre, didn't do enough. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Woe is me. Well, why not have it where boost actually makes an impact? I'm not just talking about zenkais, but primarily 2 zenkais, because look what they get, a Z tier boost. Let me look at Z tier real quickly here and look for 3 milliseconds at anyone that's a zenkai. This guy right here doesn't have 1% plat. He has a zenkai that happened like 5 years ago, and he's going to be getting 50% damage inflicted. Mind you, when I look at a Z tier boosted unit that's not a zenkai, this guy who dropped less than 2 years ago is getting what exactly? 120% damage inflicted and 70% damage guard. I mean, the writing's on the wall right there. It's very simplistic. It gives more allowance for diversifying meta. Like right now, people could argue Super 17's top 10. People can argue at some points Ulton was top 10 within part 2 because he was on a high tier boost. And these high tier boost things that happened, Tambourine was goated, Jackie Chun, all these guys that were DB before Festival were the best. It was the best team in the game, DB, at that point, with Kid Ku getting his plat and all this bullshit that was happening. It was the best team in the game. Tambourine was literally like a top 5 or some shit unit. And that was awesome. But expanding that, I don't know what the scare is within that. I know there might be, again, I try to think of a corporate mind because this is a fucking business. And what's the harm to them within this? Well, can you argue, well, people aren't going to spend money. Well, don't make them broken within the Zenkai buff tier boost character thing. I'm not saying make it where they get 300% damage inflicted, but, give them a cool if they get a similar buff, like a hybrid releases, and then you buff 6 Zenkai hybrids that exist. You buff Green Ulton, you buff Red Trunks, you buff Blue Pan, you buff the Blue Super Saiyan Gohan, you buff blah, blah, blah. These random hybrids that just coexist within a hybrid release. And guess what? They get 220% damage inflicted and then 150% guard. They're not becoming the meta dominant god, but they're solid off options that exist in this game, which that's the whole kind of purpose. You're never going to make something that's going to be just buffed in this retrospect top tier broken within just this buff. It's not like UV4 went from 7 or 8 within a last tier list to 3 because he's on featured again. It helped them, but it didn't fucking bump them because GT3 Ku's now featured. He's barely top 10 for people, if even top 10, despite the fact that GT3 Ku, he's very good against, or GT4 Ku, he's very good against them, right? So giving it where there's more allowance for tier boost, and I think, by the way, if you don't agree with any of these, enlighten me. Maybe they're not the best decisions, but I know they are decisions that would definitely bump the game instead of knock the game. Higher tier booster characters. I'm mentioning Zenkais here, but even then, I look at Super 17, and while he is a very good unit right now in his damage retrospect, That damage guard is obviously too low. I mean, bumping it, I'm not going to say anything crazy because we got such a damage guard power creep within this own year, within damage guard dropping, which, mind you, it dropped halfway through the year, not even through the whole year. It's only halfway through. We went from like, where we're starting at like 90% on the first free-to-play unit of Tau, and now what are we at? Mid 220s? Mid 230s? Like, we're at some crazy fucking creep. So maybe not 70% guard. Maybe we're bumping Z tier, S tier, and I'm talking about Z tier, but I was referring to every tier scaling to a higher degree. Let's say Z tier, you scale it for everybody to 130% guard, 150 if you're being real generous. I doubt, but 150. Trying to be realistic here, also trying to be optimistic here. But basically, TLDR, give tier boost more value. Why are we so stingy within? Look how many characters are going to be here that are within zenkais. You just scroll through and you just see so many zenkais and so many units that aren't even zenkai. It's just like, I hope they zenkai one day so I can run them when they're tier boosted. Imagine someone having that thought. It's a dead week. Here's your free to play and here's your 1% zenkai that happens, because we're about to approach that. We're ending the festival. This shit's done. We're about to fucking get there. And you're thinking, oh, what can I want to happen this reset and be excited for? Oh my god, there's zenkai, my favorite, Ice Shenron. Oh my god, he sucks fucking monkey balls right now. But because he's gonna have that tier boost, maybe I can cope run him. I can't even cope run him on a zenkai because he's already so shit. He's already crept by XYZ, Gohan, Goku, blah blah blah. But he has the tier boost. He has a Z tier boost within his zenkai too. And then he's actually frying. He's just good for a few weeks. Again, they had this Tambourine, Jackie Chun, Super 17, Ulton, whatever. They've had the LF Omega, FGB, whatever. They were doing good. They were doing good on their own merit. And that's the positive. More allowance to run different things. The game shouldn't just be run around 5 to 6 units. Sure, you're playing for them and playing around them, but giving an allowance to where this unit's actually decent against this guy, and he's tier boosted for a couple weeks here. Recycle that. They've started it. They started within Super 17, within UG4, who unfortunately is subpar, but they've started that premise. They need to expand it. I don't know what the terrifying aspect of it is. Again, money-wise, I really don't think they would lose anything, but this is like the main thing for me. This allows diversity. This would give a semblance of you can use different things. You don't have to. You could still run the best. Obviously, you should be running the best if you want to win. But people want to run different things and win with lesser things because it makes them feel good to run this character, that character, this old character. Their nostalgia's here. Their reminiscence here. Giving that allowance is something people want. They don't want to always run the best. I don't want to run the best. I run it for a day or two. I get sleepy. I don't want to fucking play. I'm bored. I don't want to do that shit. It's boring. I don't want to fight it 24/7, and other people do that same vibe. So making tier boosts more relevant and more competent, it can't be a bad decision. It literally is only a good fucking decision. So please, help us. Help us help you. Because I care a lot more if my zenkais actually mattered. When they don't, I don't give two shits. Next up is free units. Make them something. Make them be test monkeys. Because at this point, even I, someone that's literally the whole reason I even had this channel, that I did anywhere to where it is now and successful enough to where it is because first showcases. I was the first to show everything off. And back in the day, you know, I look back here and I'm thinking, wow, this Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, the red Goku right there, Ultra Vegeta, this Yellow Rosé who was bugged on release, this Podza, these characters that were actually competent somewhat to a degree, to at least a finite degree. It was actually unique to show them off and see what they can do at the higher star potential instantaneously. Now, you scroll down here, you can see, I don't even care enough to get the free units. You don't, I don't. If I don't, you definitely fucking shouldn't. Make these characters start being test subjects. This is such an easy premise for them because they lose nothing on this, by the way. They could only fucking gain. People would request it more if they liked it. But here's an example. Let's say we're getting this new free-to-play Super Saiyan GT Goku. I just saw that he got, you know, announced on the Twitter. Awesome. Why not make him where he is a test subject to, here is him being, I believe, a ranged or whatever. Let's say he's a ranged unit. I know he's defense type, but let's say he's a ranged unit. Let's say we have a soul chain that's strike based. Why can't we just have this guy just spam key blast and do a blast basic assault chain for like 3 counts? He does it for 3 counts, happens every single time he enters, and it's just a test thing to see how that could be effective in any mannerism. Meaning you would still have to give them a good enough kit to be run, but testing mechanisms. I'm not saying every fucking new free-to-play has to have it, but testing the waters of, here's a free-to-play with Indestructible, here's a free-to-play with Revival, here's a free-to-play with Comeback, what is the loss? There's no net loss there. Sure, there's extra animations, but to be fair, you're wasting all this money on fucking amazing card art. I mean, I look at this shit here. This is better than any fucking card art Jiren's ever gonna have in his fucking life. Maybe subpar is fucking Ultra, I guess, whenever the fuck that happens. But you waste so much money on these amazing card arts. How about we start investing that money into shitty card arts, because they're free, and I really don't give two fucks about them. I know you fucking don't either. And we start making people give a fuck about them. Yet again, to mention, again, some of these just scrolling past, you can't see their competency existed, but really the main fucking guy here, this guy was the best unit in the game at a point. Now, I'm not asking for a place to become that. Maybe one day do it again, but just make them good enough to where people might care, and or at least, if not do that fully competently, make it where there's something new to them, some mechanic that like actually incentivizes farming them, because I don't even care to do it. And again, if I don't, why the fuck would you? Just make free-to-plays incentivized to be worth getting. I don't give a fuck about extra CC to get them. I don't give a fuck about equipment. I don't give a fuck about any of this. Make the kit worth me getting, because I ain't giving two shits if you add 1,000 more CC to get the free-to-play. Maybe I'll do it more. Doesn't mean I give two shits about the character, and you want your retention rate to be higher, right, Legends? The more I'm on the app, the more it's better for your analytics and higher for your, well, shareholders to see. Be like, oh, more people are on the app now. Yeah, well, if you're giving me mechanics that are new and intuitive, and I have to farm free-to-play for it because I want to test those things, so I get double the time spent on the game, where's the net loss? That's only a positive for the game developer, for the shareholders, and for the company itself, and for the player. There's no negative to doing that. You are wasting money on great card arts when you're just making characters that no one's ever gonna fucking use. Reverse that shit. Because I don't know what the fuck is doing now, just wasting money on good card arts for no one to ever fucking touch the game and even fucking get them, because I don't fucking have them. You fucking don't. 3 here would be kind of flowing within the first point, but its own obvious separate thing. Expedite zenkais, man. I don't know why we're doing this. Actually, back in the day, it's kind of funny that I mention it because it does flow within this. We used to get sometimes, not every time, but double zenkai weeks. I remember specifically, I think it was the EX second form Cell and then yellow final form Frieza. And I'm talking like this guy. They zenkai'd the same exact day. Did it make any fucking sense? No, but was it fun that there was more content? Yeah, here's the free-to-play Cell. You just have to do a lot of fucking energy, but here he is getting his zenkai, and here you are with your Frieza if you spent money. Again, no, neither of them being ideal and perfect, but expedite zenkais, man, because why can I scroll to the bottom of this and still see boom, boom, boom? Why is there options? Why do I have it where my character from first anniversary, my fucking GOAT, literally one of the reasons I even played this game is because this guy looked so cool and he was so fun. Isn't that fucking zenkai? Expedite these, man. There's no need to delay. We have so many characters, and if you go run out of sparking zenkais, you're going to introduce Zenkai 14, whatever it's going to be, 10, 14, 20, who knows? You're going to introduce it eventually. There's no need to fear this. Probably if they start doing where they double up on Zenkais every week, literally, I'm talking every week that's not a new unit release, double Zenkai, new unit, double Zenkai, new unit, maybe a single Zenkai, and then an Ultra Plat happens, or LF unique. Doing that by the end of, I would say the end of this next 12-month span, we'd probably be damn near done with Zenkais, and then boom, you could literally, again, this is all beneficial to the developers themselves and the game company. You could end up introducing Zenkai 14. All these Zenkais are done. Introduce Zenkai 14, and then you start platting these Zenkais that just happened, and then here you go. They farm more racers, these folks that are playing the game, and guess what happens there? They need money to get their racers. It's not constant raids. Again, I'm not going to touch on all that because they're not going to fucking fix that. It's a PvP game. They don't give two shits about PvE. But that's the point. They get more money. There's more racers. Here's a double plat week or double unique week for the 1% Zenkais that happened a year ago. And then here is a 1% Zenkai that's happening this week. And then, oh my god, they have to spend money for the erasers and or the Zenkai because now the Zenkai is competent within the tier boost. And it's a revolving door. Again, for us and them, they would gain more money from it as well as we would gain more playing from it because they're actually good now. The zenkais, the 1% plats are making them good within their zenkai, as well as it's literally printing money for the game. A developer would print money if they got that. Any of that. Anything that I just mentioned. Any of that whole entire 2 minutes right there. They would print money. But here I am just looking at characters that just... why are we wasting potential? This guy was... Again, one of my favorite units to ever use. He's just a retaliation unit. You hit him, he hits you back, he hits you harder. He was fun as hell. I haven't been able to use him since DBL 15. DBL 17, maybe. Like... It's so easy to do. Why am I looking at this guy when Red's monster dropped and not thinking, oh, he's gonna get a Zenkai? He's too fucking old. It's just odd. I have to think nowadays where he's too old to get a Zenkai. That's the whole point of Zenkai. Just expedite them, man. The whole reason to delay them doesn't even exist. It's all to make them meta relevant or at least useful enough to be run in this meta. Okay, so we need purples. So get on the fucking horn and start Zenkai and purple motherfuckers. Because what the fuck we delaying this shit for? We need purples. Get us the fucking purples in the game, bro, because you ain't doing that. What the fuck? And you have a billion purples in this game. Purples are really good a lot of the time. Start Zenkai. Start unique equipment. Like, Zenkai / unique equips. More Zenkais, though, because the stat increase really is beneficial to a higher degree and probably more consistent than unique equips. They gotta go faster, bro, because doing the slow-paced shit, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help them, which matters most to them. But the easiest thing I could ever say, because who the fuck would disagree with this? Obviously nobody, but start giving more CC. Like, we got so many more LFs every single year. I've actually done the math where we get at least 1 to 3 to 4 more new LFs every year. We've gone up the amount. Now, given this year to last year, I think the Ultra amount went down. It was every other month, and now it's basically been like every 3 months, right? But LFs, we've gone like 20 this year. 20. You gotta up the CC. I mean, I guess it's been up a little, but like, dog, if I'm going to pity on almost half these LFs, a fourth of them, I mean, I can only imagine people that, you don't got the funds, bro. I'm not saying you gotta have someone on every banner. You shouldn't be selling on every banner, but like, helping your players goes a long way. This is the easiest one to say, but just give us, simplicity-wise, am I dumb to say, just give us 10,000 more CC every year? Just spread it through, and I guess they give us a lot during celebrations, they do a lot of campaigns, but just freely, just give us fucking CC. It just incentivizes a person to be on the game more, because they have chances to pull the new thing more. You don't lose anything from it. Sure, obviously the revenue would go down a little, but at the end of the day, you do end up gaining revenue because now you're drawing someone back in. Here's Timbuktu Charlie that pulled the new Gohan, and now he's back on the game. Now he's spending money in the next 6 months. But here's 100 other people that didn't pull him. Okay, guess what? Timbuktu Charlie's gonna make up those funds that those other guys didn't do. It's free money for them at the end of the day, as well as why the fuck when I want more CC for free. And the last thing they should be doing, which again, super easy take here, make Ultra banners actually worth it. I'm not saying LF banners because I know how it's gonna go, right? You're not meant to summon every LF, maybe like 1 in every 4 or 5. You should summon 4 if we're gonna get 20 in a year. Maybe every 5th you summon, and maybe next year it'd be like 24 LFs, maybe every 7th you summon. Like, I get that, fine. But Ultra banners, they know that Ultras are going to be most likely the meta dominance. If not, everything's going to be more focused around that character itself. Similar to Mr. Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku here, games focused around him. And then when you had the drop list being what it is here, of, it's not the worst thing, it's actually one of the better Ultra banners, but most are fucking horrendous. Super Baby 2, Super 17, G4, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'm not looking at this with fucking golden eyes shining through. Just make this more common. Keep Baby, sure, Super 17 is on a tier boost, okay. Remove this guy, I get it, Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku's new. Basically, fucking first time he's coming in this game because no one was fucking caring that much about him when he first released, and valid, because Namegoku was still running amok, but drop him, Mr. G4 there, put Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku, and then, I mean, LF4 Ku, drop him, I get it. Zenkai buffs for Yellow Saiyan, Hero with Namegoku, Super Saiyan 4, I get it. Stop the Zenkai buff bullshit. We know what to do. We don't need the help. We have our Zenkais. We have the 4-year-old LF, 5-year-old LF at 7 stars. If we don't, We can get them there. Don't worry about us. We can do all that. Drop the Zenkai bench stupid shit for these fucking ultras, because the LF banners already have a lot of dog shit. Sometimes you get the lucky one in every like 6 or 7 banners, but the ultras don't need to have this. You know everyone's going to summon on them. You clearly make it intended to where everyone should be summoning on every ultra. You don't do that for LFs, fine. But if ultra is going to be such a obvious go fucking grab your wallet, they make the banners better. I'm not asking for too much here. And even then, I'm saying leave Super 17. I'm only saying that because it's on the high tier boost, which is, again, hold back to the other point of number 1, incentivizing within tier boost. If they were to change it where tier boost did exist to what I'm implying and assuming it could be, and it should be really, and it might one day hopefully become, sure, then keep these fuckers. Maybe they're actually competent. But because that's not the case, just modernize. Just put Bomku. Bomku's the Zenkai that happened a couple months ago. Put him. Put Super Zentai GT. Just make the banner better. Make the banner worth, I want to pull something that's not just the Ultra. You only just gotta do that for random LFs that are just pre-baits, like 13's banner or whatever decent banner that happens before a festival or anniversary. They make a really good bait banner within a really good, seemingly aging character, and then boom, you summoned on it because that's your incentivized banner. Because the anniversary banner is kind of mid. Sometimes, most times, celebration banner is kind of mid. Make the ultra banners actually have a lot of bang for their buck. People will spend more money. Yet again, if the game wants money, how the fuck do you get money if you don't incentivize the things that actually matter the most? Super Saiyan 3 GT gets a resurgence and help. So put him on the fucking banner. He's one of the best, if not the best purple to deal with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He's not doing fucking much, but he's doing most that he can. Put him on the fucking banner. Put Banku. Put Banku because you have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta getting a resurgence. There's your validation. You don't need a validation, but there's your validation. If you guys disagree with any of these, feel free. I'm curious why, if you do disagree. And which order would you put them in? I don't think it's actually a particular order where I care of like this first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I don't care which one would happen most importantly or not. I just think they all need to happen. And every single one of these is something that's benefiting the company as well as the player. It's not just looking out for just players. I'm not just bitching, give me CC now. Sure, you should be giving more CCs to incentivize more money, but like, it's validation because everything that, if I say give me CC now, which I basically do, but the finite detail behind that is, you know, the hidden line here is because people will have more retention on the game because they have more CC and they pull the character. It's not actually just me asking for the CC, it's actually you, the company. You're getting people coming back. And guess what happens within that? They spend money. And guess what happens? You get that money back that you would have got from them buying it if they ever came back on their own. They spend more than that. And you get more money back than I would, or you would, or you lost. Legends, please. What do you guys think of my top 5 ways to fix Dragon Ball Legends? I'll see you guys in the next one.